Okay, so this is my second tutorial. It'll be about checkboxes. Um, Now I'm going to continue on from my previous tutorial that had to do with images, and you can see the two images I had added here. And so the idea being that I want to add some checkboxes that will uh, alter the appearance of the images, specifically, make them appear and disappear. And you can use checkboxes for lots of things, but for this tutorial I'll use them to alter the appearance of images. So as you can see up on your toolbar here, I already have checkbox listed, but your toolbar might look like this, and you'll just have to click on the slider button or the whichever button is currently selected and choose the checkbox option. So now that I've selected that, anywhere on the screen I click, there'll appear a checkbox. Let me go ahead and do one above this image. And initially it asks you what you want to label the checkbox. I'm going to label this one A. And then there's a pull-down menu here where you can choose from the different objects in your file. And you'll see that when we added those two pictures earlier, the system automatically labeled them pick 1 and pick 2. So I'm going to choose pick 1, which was the first picture I added, which was this pew pole. And if I hit apply, you'll see the checkbox appear. And it is already checked. Now if I go over here and choose the pointer option and come back here to my checkbox and I click on that, it'll disappear. And I click on it again, it'll reappear, just like we wanted. So now let's go back to the checkbox tool and create another one. I'm going to call this one B and choose the second picture and hit apply. Go back to my pointer, and now as you can see I can make this one appear and disappear and the other one same way. So I'm going to go on to one other kind of more advanced option, which is what if I want only one of these to appear at a time but never both of them. Now that I can do by going to the options. Well, if you click control click on this one, that's if you're on a Macintosh, or I'm going to right click using my mouse, then you'll see this pull down menu come up, and one of the options is object properties. Now I'm going to choose that for this A button, but you'll see as soon as I pull that up, I can actually now adjust the object properties for any of the objects on my page, the two pictures, the 2 points that are sitting down there, but more importantly in my case, the two checkboxes A and B. So what I'm going to want to do though is since this is a little bit more of an advanced thing, it's actually over here on this tab, actually next to advanced. It's called scripting actually. So if I go to scripting, it automatically has on update chosen, which is actually what I want. I guess there's something called global JavaScript, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to be over here on update, and essentially what it's saying is anytime this checkbox updates, as it does when I click it, it's going to run this script. Now I've gone ahead and prepared over here in my text window the relevant script I'm going to want. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and then come back over here and just paste it on in. Now let me explain it. So what it's doing is it's saying every time I click on this button, this A button, it's going to set a value. That's the command. It's going to do it twice actually. It's going to set a value for A, for this checkbox, and it's going to set a value for B, which is my other checkbox. And specifically I want it to set the value of A to true, right? So when I click on A, I want to have this appear. That's essentially what true means, is that the value of this checkbox is checked and this image shows. But I also want to simultaneously affect this other checkbox. I want to set the value for this other checkbox as false, which will cause this image to disappear and this check to be unchecked. So it essentially turns these two checkboxes, or well, when I'm done, into more radio buttons. And radio buttons are those circular ones you're probably used to seeing on websites, where if you click on one, all the others unclick. So that's what I've done here for A, but now I also want to do it for B, so I'm going to click on B here. And see, now I don't have anything set up for B yet, so I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. Oh, that's interesting. When you click on these, I guess you can make them appear or disappear. But anyway, we want them appeared, so I'm going to keep those greenish. But let's go back to B here. And so now in B, I don't want it to set A to true when it's clicked on, right? I want it to send B to true. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to B. And I want to send A to false so that the image for A disappears while the image for B appears. So that all looks good now. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And then close this. And let's see if that worked. Alright, so here's A clicked, and you can see A. And let me try clicking on B now. Oh, there we go. B clicks, and the image appears, and A disappears. It's exactly what we wanted. A or B. It's like a radio button now. And that's at least one example of how you can use checkboxes.